All right. How's everybody doing? David Wilson here. No Nonsense Market Domination pre-show. So welcome everybody. And we are getting all of our okay, thank you. That's cool. Getting all our sounds, getting all our video together before the show, as you know, if you've never been here before. Welcome. This is what goes on behind the scenes. There's a behind the scenes, and then there's a behind the scenes, and then there's the scenes, right? And there's this. Okay. Then there's the scenes. So the scenes start at 3:00. So 3 p.m. we go live on IBGR.Network, and we go live everywhere else. So we're live now, but we are not. We are not live on the radio. So what I do now at this point, we're just getting everything together, getting all of our sounds together, getting our, Steve is doing some work, getting his stuff together so that we can have a great show. On today's show, let's see what we got here. On today's show, we are talking about I hate networking events. It's be an introvert's guide to networking, part 2. So part 2, which is cool, because it's a follow-on from part 1, which was last week. Right. No, I know, it's crazy. Okay, so it's a follow-on from last week. All right. Hello, brother. Appreciate that. Welcome. So we're going to be talking. This is for anyone, but it's also for specifically for introverts. I think that your typical extrovert is going to be able to relate to most of what we're talking about, but I think your typical extrovert doesn't feel the type of anxiety, the type of pain, because sometimes it can be painful. It can be very painful walking into a room, not knowing anyone, walking into a room, just not knowing what you're going to say, not knowing what somebody's going to say to you. The book, so my book, I hate networking events, so it's here. So I hate networking events. You can find that at ihatenetworkingevents.com. You can see at the bottom there scrolling. If you want to get any of my stuff, any of my companies, any of my affiliations, you can go to allthingsdavidwilson.com. You can find everything there. But in I Hate Networking Events, I've been told that this is like the book for introverts and networking, because it helps you to plan, it helps you to prepare for your next networking event, which is great. That wasn't my intention, but it turns out that's how it happened. All right, quick check, sound check. I think sound is good. Did a music check? Yes. Check. How we doing here? Yes. Good. It's so funny. All right. Hey, shocking. Okay, enough of that. That's good. Everything sounds good. Live in about 16 minutes. We'll be live on IBGR. And so for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. I'm going to say that again on the show. those of you who are returning watchers and listeners, welcome also. Be sure to do me a favor and help to we're building our brand here. We're building our listenership. We're building our viewership. Make sure, if you would, please go to subscribe to my podcast wherever you get your podcast. No Nonsense Market Domination. When you do that increases our listenership and increases our footprint, increases my footprint. So that's a huge help. It also puts you in a position to be able to listen to past shows. So not these, but all of the radio shows are turned into podcasts. So every live show, so the live show today will be available next week as a podcast. Last week's show will be available. Last week's show will be available. It's probably available now. It should be available now as a podcast. Next week's show, so connecting with confidence, developing the savage mindset. That's going to be next week's show here live. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section. So that is always awesome. And hello to you. Appreciate you jumping on. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. If you haven't been here before, the show it's a fun show. We have a good time. Try to make it somewhat interactive. Try to make it at least entertaining. So edutainment is a big thing for me. Partly because my attention span is not the longest. So, not the longest. So I try to make things to hold your attention, right? So I want it to hold your attention. I want it to be funny. I want it to be entertaining, but I want to get a point across to you so that you can take something away and really use it in your business right now. That's the whole idea. In the post that you watch, wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, I don't know if the show notes are posted if you're watching on Periscope. I'm not sure. I have to find that out. But the show notes should be in the post that you are watching this on. And in show notes are kind of cliff notes for the show. So they're going to give you a whole bunch of links to my stuff, a lot of which you can find at allthingsdavidwilson.com. A lot of it, it gives you the segment titles, what you need to bring to the table, what you can expect from the show. So that's good. I think that's helpful. They're helpful if you want to share them with someone else. They're helpful if you want to use them as a reference for yourself. They're helpful if you're not watching the show or you didn't see the show and you want to download the show notes and then listen to the show later on or watch the show. All of these videos are available. They should be available where you're watching. So if you want to go back, I could probably organize them a bit better. So we'll work on that so that we can organize them all in one place and categorize them properly. But you'll find them on Facebook. You'll find them on YouTube, definitely. And I make posts on LinkedIn. You can't go live on LinkedIn. At least I can't. I'm not big enough, I guess. I don't know. But the people who go live, they're like live 22 hours a day and they just stay live, I guess. So what else can I tell you? This season's title is what is it? Network Like a Savage. Network Like a Savage. Season 4. It's unbelievable. We're in season 4. And it's all about networking this season. Networking is really my sweet spot. It's where I oh God, it sounds so. It's where I became famous. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm famous. It's just that's my specialty. That's what I've become really good at. Kind of known for with the book and the No Rejection Connection. All of this really is based on those two products. I Hate Networking Events, the book, and the digital training product, No Rejection, the No Rejection Connection, which teaches you how to connect anyone to anyone, anywhere, for any reason, without the fear of rejection. So, you know, it's cool. It's cool. So we will be live in 10 minutes. I'm running out of material for the pregame, for the pre-show. I had an interesting week so far. I was able to present. I had a presentation on the No Rejection Connection to a group, and I started the presentation with a joke, and the joke was, how do you keep a room full of salespeople, all from different companies, from selling anything? How do you keep a room full of salespeople from all different companies from selling anything? Give up? Tell them it's a networking event. See, and that was kind of the reaction I got, because it was like, wow, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. One guy just got up and left, and it was because it was that funny. The whole point was, networking for many people is about selling stuff, and if we're not selling stuff, we're not effective, and it's not about selling stuff. I don't want to give away the gravy of the show, so I'm not doing that. But I will say, we're going to talk about that later on today. If you like what you're watching and how you're watching it, so if you like my overlay, and if you like how this is presenting, and the little thing scrolling at the bottom, and you do a lot of stuff online, and you do a lot of stuff live, and you want a better presence, and you like this, the product I use is called StreamYard. So StreamYard has been great for me. If you are interested in StreamYard, there's a link in the post, and you can go there and click on the link. You click on my link in the post, and it'll take you to, I believe there's a free trial if you want to try it out, see if it works for you. And I think there's an opportunity to get a discount if you find that it's something you want to use and you want to sign up. So it's called StreamYard. And again, it should be the last link in the post that you're watching. All right, so we got about 7 minutes to live. Sound is ready? Yes. All right, sound is ready. Good. Visuals ready. We're gonna go dark a little bit. We're gonna go to Avatar in about probably in about 6 minutes. 6 minutes. We're gonna go to Avatar, and then we're gonna come in live. So thank you for all those who are tuning in. Appreciate that. Let's see. All right, we got people popping in, giving thumbs up. All right. So this is awesome. We're ready to go. So a quick magic trick. I have a quarter behind my ear. Wait, what? Hey, look at that. All right. So what's the topic? Today's topic is I Hate Networking Events, an introvert's guide to networking part 2. An introvert's guide to networking part 2. We're going to be talking about, and it's all in the show notes. It's all in the post. how to stand out, how to properly start a conversation. We're going to go over our savvy shift, which is about controlling the conversation, and then what to do after when you're done talking. I'm done talking. What do I do now? I'm tired because I really don't like people anyway. And
Are you going to finish that croissant?
I'm done talking.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve. Listen, man. No. Sometimes Steve gets a little confused. Steve's my in-house engineer, in-studio engineer, so we got to keep him in line. But that's what the show is about. That's what the show is about. It's a follow-up, part 2 from last week. You put those two together, and if you're introverted and you get anxious, you don't know, because now it's really different, right? Because it used to be in person, but now it's all digital. So we're going to speak specifically about digital today, right? We're gonna speak about digital as our stomachs rumble, because of the croissant that we really wanted, right? We really wanted that, but now it's just taken away. It's like your mom telling you when you were little, oh, we're going to White Castle, and she tells you like 10 in the morning, and then it's like 2, we're still going to White Castle, and it's like, I don't feel like going now. And it's like messed up because you've been thinking about White Castle, and now you don't have White Castle. Let's see. So we got a comment coming in. So I had my first experience in a Zoom breakout room during an icebreaker, and it was a little scary. Okay. Right. So what this listener, watcher, started. So Zoom has breakout rooms where they actually take, let's say there's 100 people on the presentation in the room, and they'll go send everyone to a breakout room. So that those 100 people might be broken up into 10 breakout rooms where there's 10 people. So now you're almost forced to converse with people. Now you're forced to say something more than nothing, right? So yeah, it can be very scary, annoying, and I appreciate the comment. We're gonna go over that. A lot of it has to do with going back to last week's show. I belong where I'm at. So I think that was segment 2 from last week. And you remember that everybody is there for the same reason, and that's to meet people, that's to network with people. And most people are scared, frightened, just like you, anxious, just like you. So, all right, we got about 3.5 minutes to live. So thanks for the question, Anoint. We are going to go dark here. We're going to be back at 3. And we'll get ready to kick this thing off. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you. So you'll still be able to hear, but you won't see me until I come back on. That's after the opening of the show.
And then researching the audience and where they consume their media will help maximize our result. But I guess the real principle of this entire episode is to say, if you don't do it, can you afford not to?
I don't think anybody can afford not to.
Yeah, agreed. So I guess really, it's about finding the cash flow. It's about finding the money to invest and taking what is probably a bit of a risk. But it is a calculated risk, because we know that companies advertise and are very successful in making more sales by person.
Definitely, of course. Like we said before, there wouldn't still be some of the biggest brands and the biggest businesses in the world spending what they spend on advertising in time and people, as well as financially, if it didn't work. But the reason that they're successful is because they know exactly what they need to do.
So we're going to wrap it up. What we've got to do, Shiv, and how we've got to do it We've got to figure out our product and our service that we want to promote. We've got to figure out what the margins are in that product or service. Then we've got to figure out how much of that margin we're willing to invest in getting a greater return, put good creative together that's going to attract the right audience, find that audience on advertising platforms. Bish bosh bash, you've got yourself a campaign.
Sounds easy when you say it, doesn't it?
Thanks for
For a
joining me.
business owner.
It's been a great show, Shiv. Next time.
Your email in one business day. Thanks for listening. Don't miss this great opportunity to put the world back to work and grow with us. Thanks.
Check. 1, 2.
You're listening to IBGR, our call sign. Internet Business Growth Radio Network. Broadcast frequency is our URL, and that's IBGR.Network. We provide live and recorded shows 24 hours a day, 7 days. That any entrepreneur, whether you're an independent contractor, solopreneur, or business owner, can apply immediately. All you have to do is download, listen, apply, and engage. Download the show notes that address current issues in your business. Listen to the show live or as a podcast. Apply the information and tools. Engage us with your experience and feedback. And if you really want to maximize your time spent with IBGR, join our community
35.
and have access to our toolbox. This just scratches the surface of what you will receive.
30 seconds to live.
The opportunity to grow with us is only limited by your imagination and persistence. Let's grow together.
Last check.
Thanks for listening.
Let's check. "20 seconds to live." Here we go. Introverts come out to play. We shine right in the middle of the week for a reason, because we vibrate with our light and we control every season. Indeed, we all change the world, and you know what your part is. So take my hand. Let's take that one first step, because that one, that's the hardest. So let's change the world. You ready? Say my name, Savvy, and let's go. All right. David Wilson, Business Savage. Welcome. No Nonsense Market Domination Radio Show here on IBGR.Network. Profit Radio, come grow with us. Welcome, welcome. It is season 4. We are broadcasting live, 3 p.m. Eastern from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, USA. So welcome. Welcome, IBGR.Network. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to Periscope. Welcome to YouTube. Awesome. Everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It is always great to hear you and see you, even though I can't do either, really. But, that's fine. It's always like, it's awkward, right? Okay. So first, as always, let me thank all of our returning listeners who are here. So thank you. Returning listeners on the radio and returning viewers on the television, right? So welcome. And listen, if this is your first time listening, your first time watching, welcome. welcome. Right. I can't sing for free anymore. I got a message from downtown asking about singing, but I'm not singing for free anymore. Can't do it. Okay. My agent says I can't. I would do it, but my agent says I can't. All right, enough of this. Let's talk about IBGR just for a moment. Again, if this is your first time, welcome. If you're returning to IBGR, welcome back. IBGR is the home on the internet for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who are in different stages of their business, from pre-revenue to startup to growth to hockey stick growth to sale of your business. So it doesn't matter what stage you're in, you are in the right place. Why are you in the right place? Because you can network with other entrepreneurs who have hundreds, thousands of years of experience. It's true. It's true. Go to our community and engage, ask questions, look around. There's a lot of free stuff there. There's a lot of resources there, and interact with us. We're here to help you. We're here to share the resources we have with you to help make your business better. If you don't have the app, you can imagine. I just want you to imagine this. Can you imagine me in the palm of your hand? Just think about that for a second. I know. Download the app. Get your favorite phone, your Android phone, your Apple phone, and download the app. Just go to the App Store and search for IBGR. That's IBGR. Download the app, and you can engage with us. Show notes are available. If you're watching us today, show notes are available in the post that you are watching on. If not, you can go to IBGR.community. Find David Wilson or find the Business Savage, and you can download the show notes. Lastly, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, the No Nonsense Market Domination podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for No Nonsense Market Domination, search for David Wilson, search for the Business Savage. And you can get to the podcast. And podcasts are replays of the live radio shows. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the show. Name of the show: Season Network Like a Savage. Name of the show: I hate networking events. I hate networking events. An introvert's guide to networking. Part 2. So this is a follow-on from part 1, right? Okay, great. All right. So here's where we're going to start. So we're gonna address this right now. It used to be when we were networking in person, and it was awesome. Even if you were an introvert, you were able to kind of put your best foot forward. I hate people, right? I hate people. I really don't want to meet with anybody. I really don't want to talk to anybody, but at least I can look good, right? At least I can look good. I put on a nice suit. I can put on my favorite jewels. I can put on, what have you. cologne, well, whatever, perfume, nice shoes, what have you. So it was more of being able to we felt good about ourselves when we look good, when we put on that uniform, right? But then COVID came and, we couldn't meet in person anymore, right? So now it's like, people are getting half dressed. People just wearing PJs and a shirt, and it's very different. So the question is, how do you stand out when you're meeting digitally? How do you stand out when you're meeting digitally? When I was out once, I remember somebody walked in the daggone tutu, like a tutu, like a tutu, and I don't remember what he did, but I remember what he had on. See, yeah. That's a true story. That's a true story. Well, here's the recommendation. So first and foremost, what you need to do when you're digital, the first thing you need to do is rep your brand. Rep your brand. Make sure that you are representing who you are and who you would be in person, right? Represent who you are and who you would be in person. Logos are great. Brand colors are great. I've said on previous episodes, in previous seasons, if you wore a suit before, you should probably be wearing one on Zoom, on StreamYard, in your networking event, wherever. If you wore a suit before, if you wore a dress before, if you rocked your hair a certain way before, you should rock it like that on Zoom. Right? Because that's what people are going to remember. We're still the same people. We're just not in person anymore. Second thing, overlays. So for those of you who are watching, I have overlays, and they're pretty cool. And I use StreamYard for my live broadcast. And you see, it has my logos. It has, you are watching David Wilson live on wherever, right? And then it has a little thing at the bottom scrolling, and where you can go, and so it's another message while I'm speaking, right? So I'm representing that. So that's kind of like a business card, because we don't have business cards. We're not handing out business cards because we're not in person. If you're interested in StreamYard and you like what you see, there's a link in the post. So just go down to that StreamYard link, click on that, and there's a special offer that I have for you. Well, they have it. I don't have it. They have a special offer for you, and they give you some amount off, and just try it out if you like it. But that's what we need to be doing. And I'm a big believer that if we look the part, people, it's just like in person. If we look the part, now we have to really make sure we look the part better. I have there's a couple of things that we want to do before we cut to break regarding how do you stand out? Because we haven't spoken yet, so we're going to get to that later on in the show. I have this little guy here. He cleans my screen, so you make sure you can keep the screen clean. Make sure you have a good camera, because a good camera, you can represent yourself well when you are on live. When you're in a networking event and you show up, you don't want to be all fuzzy and whatnot, right? You don't. So that's it, really. That's it, really. Clean your camera. Make sure you have a nice background. Have a nice saying back here. You can put logos in the back. You can put all this stuff is going to make you. I think it's going to add confidence before you even speak. So when people see that, they're going to say, "Okay, cool." But now we got to talk, right? Now we got to say something. And coming up in the next segment, we're going to talk about how to start that conversation. What to say, how to say it, and how to be in control. How about that? Control. All right. See you in a little bit. Savvy. All right, that was a good set there. That felt good. All right. So next segment. How to properly start a conversation. Thank you for the comments out there, folks. So we got that's savvy advice. But it's spell my name, SAVVEE, but thank you. I appreciate it. Yes to rocking the hair a certain way. Thank you, Sonia. And make sure your lighting is good. I had that issue last week. So I don't know if you're telling me my lighting is not good or if you're just making the statement that make sure my lighting is good. My lighting is probably not going to get much better than this. And that's it. Yes, and it is, Sonia, good point. There's an anxiety to it. But we work through it. Thanks for watching.
Do you know why your
Okay.
business
Good. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Make sure we're subscribing to the podcast. Make sure we are
If you're not sure, we can help.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. And we're going to jump right into
Together, we'll build a strategy.
the second segment.
Your brand message
So we
to the
are
people who need to know your customers.
in good shape.
Crisp & Co.
Oh my gosh.
exists
Wait, how much
to
time do we have?
challenge
Okay, we're
full
good.
service, creative, design,
Oh no.
and media
What was that?
We trade in innovative ideas, creative content, and strategic.
Okay, stand by. 30 seconds to live.
Maximum results.
Here we go.
and Return on your marketing investment. Find us at crisp&co or on all the usual socials. Crisp & Co. Innovate, create, communicate.
Ten seconds. And 5, 4, 3, yes, 2. Thank you, Steve. All right. Welcome back, David Wilson, Business Savage. No Nonsense Market Domination Radio here on IBGR.Network. Profit Radio, come grow with us. Any stage of business you happen to be in, from pre-startup to startup to growth to hockey stick growth to sale. Very good, very good. You are in the right place. Come grow with us. We're here to help you. So we have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs, a whole bunch of business owners with a whole bunch of experience. Ultimately, we're here to help each other. We're here to learn from each other. Ask us questions in the community. Learn from us. Grow with us. Just having fun putting information out. So I appreciate you guys being here with me. I am David Wilson. I am the Business Savage. Welcome back to I Hate Networking Events, an Introvert's Guide to an Introvert's Guide to Networking Part 2. All right, let's jump right in. Thank you. Right. I'm sorry. My in-studio engineer, Steve Namin Eufemi. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. As always, appreciate your help. I apologize. I did not introduce you. It will not happen again. I'm sorry. All right. How do I properly start a conversation? How do I properly start a conversation? Okay, so I look good. I got you got that? Those of you who are watching in person, this thing right here is a game changer. This flower on the lapel, that is real right there. Okay, all part of the brand. All part of the brand. So just for me, just using myself as an example, not to be all all extra about it, but I dress now like I dressed when I was out in person. So before I even speak and I show up, it's like, okay, that's the guy that used to be in person. It would be very different if I showed up in like a a red man t-shirt and a fitted or something. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it would be different. It would be counter to the brand. So remember, the one takeaway, the one nugget you want to take away from the first segment is rep your brand. I don't care what your brand is. I don't care what you wear. Make sure, though, it is consistent digitally than as it was in person. All right. How do I properly start a conversation? So everybody take out your notebooks, because I said in the show notes attached to the post to bring a notebook. Okay. I'll wait. Get your notebooks. And I want you to write this down. Do we need more time? Okay. Get your notebooks out. So this is what I wrote down in my notes. How do I start a conversation? Hi, hello, hey. That's why they pay me what they pay me. Hi, hello, or hey. Not what your sign. Have you been here before? No, don't do that. Hi, hello, or hey. The point I'm trying to make is don't overcomplicate that. Remember that you belong where you're at. Okay, I don't care if you're an introvert. You're there for a reason. Everybody's there for a reason. You belong where you're at. So just say hi. Just say hi, hello. Now, the whole point in getting together and making sure we look good, making sure we smell good, making just all of that matters. All of that matters when we're sitting down. When we're sitting down in front of that screen. In fact, it might matter more. It might matter more because now all we have is what we're projecting through this screen. So we're only as good as our lighting. We're only as good as what we have on above the waist. We're only as good as how we feel. Okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And that ties into your confidence. Your confidence. You belong where you're at. All right. Now, we've only said hi. We've only said hello. We've only said hey. I think one of the biggest fears, and a lot of feedback I've gotten from introverts is, yeah, I can do that, but then people are going to say stuff back to me, and then I have to talk, and then I have to engage, and I don't want to do that. And that makes perfect sense. So here's where the preparation comes in. Okay, here's where the preparation comes in. We have to be prepared. And I think that we talked about this in the last episode last week. The question, so people ask the first question, so what's your name? What's your name? You say your name. Hi, my name is David Wilson. What's your name? And it's like, wow, it's a huge win right there. What's your name? My name is, I can't say that. So my name is Jessica. Hi, Jessica. All right. So my name is David Wilson. What do you do, David? I run a company called Fund You Up. We help small, mid-sized businesses get funding, both secured and unsecured, when traditional bank financing is not available. Is that good? Sure, that's good. That's good. That's what I do. What about you, Jessica? Oh, I'm a real estate agent. Perfect. Okay. And it kind of gets weird. right? Now it's like, oh, wow, yeah, now we're all on Zoom. You can't drink. There's no hors d'oeuvres. I wonder what he's wearing. And it just gets real weird now, right? It was weird in person, but now it's weirder, right? So here's what I suggest. So here's some takeaways. Be prepared to both. Let me back up. If you kind of know what you're going to say, so you could tell the way I said that was rehearsed. I've been rehearsing that for a while, and I'm comfortable saying that. Practice. So practice, and what this boils down to is, what is your benefit? What are you offering? What do you do? I help businesses who can't get bank financing to do the stuff they need to do to keep their doors open, to keep their employees paid, and to keep the economy moving. Right. That's cool. Right. So that's the benefit Fund You Up offers. Think about what your benefit is. Think about what your benefit is. And turn that into a statement. Turn it into a statement. Find out what your benefit is and turn it into a statement. A game changer is, so what do you do is factual. So for introverts especially, extroverts, you get this idea that, we talked about the back slapper. Hey, how you doing, buddy? And you just rattling off and on. And you're like, oh my God, please. And it's like so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. If you ask an introvert what they do, they'll tell you, I'm a realtor. Then it's awkward, right? Ask yourself this question. If somebody asked me, so tell me about yourself, what would you say? Now, you can, so the question, what do you do, is fact-based. Now, a lot of times we get into these, especially in person. So go back to in person. Sometimes it's like you get an uneasy feeling about somebody. You don't want to divulge certain information about yourself. You don't want to tell people, what your sign is and stuff like that. When we're in this digital environment, it's a little bit different. I think we're a little bit more insulated than we were when we were in person. But we're somewhat protected, right? We're somewhat protected. So you can offer as much or as little information as you want. As much or as little information as you want. Where are you from? And answer the question. So tell me a little bit about you. Well, I started my company in 2006 when I came down here came down to Richmond. When I first started, what I like about doing this is why I got started was, so these are all questions that we need to, this is not even at the event. This is in the bathroom. This is us talking to ourselves and getting this stuff out, because someone is likely going to ask us this question. And if we know how to answer it for ourselves, then guess what? We are going to know how to ask it of someone else. And then when we get to the third segment, when we get to the third segment, we're going to talk about the savvy shift. We're going to talk about the savvy shift and being in control of the conversation. So now that you've started the conversation, you want to guide the conversation. Yes, especially in breakout rooms, you want to guide the conversation in your favor so that you can get to the give. And that's what we're going to talk about later on in the third segment when we come back from the break. So when we come back, we'll see you there. We'll jump right in. See you in a little bit. Savvy. All right. Good set. All right. Real good. Yes. Annoying. Good comment. When you're in a Zoom networking, you are kind of forced to be in group. Right. And a lot of times, you usually are not able to pick the people you're in the breakout room with. You just have to talk, and you just have to be prepared. Icebreakers, open-ended questions. So how did you get into that business? How long have you been doing that? If you get good enough, you can start asking. If you're able to recognize accents, I'm pretty good at that. I'm really good at that, actually. Just don't be wrong. Like, don't be like, oh wow, that's it. I hear that. I hear that Jersey in your voice, and they'd be like, I'm from Alaska, born and raised. You don't want to do that. That's a bad look. That's terrible, right? Just get. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, be quiet. So if you're not sure, just be quiet. Segment 3. You mean you control the conversation is the name of the segment. And remember what we're focusing on. So we're focusing on, here's a little teaser. Give. And I'm just trying to help. So remember, those are the two things we want to keep in the forefront of our minds. Give. And I'm just trying to help. And if we do that, we're in for a win. It's more difficult because we have kind of a captive audience here on Zoom. You kind of can't run away. You kind of can't be like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore because I don't, whatever. You can't really do that as easily as you could in person. So, all right, 30 seconds to live. So we will be back. What did I say? Oh yeah, okay. My eyes are going. I got a supplement on the way that's going to help me with my eyes. So hopefully by next week. Anyway, okay. 15 seconds to live. Here we go. Steve, we good? Yes, sir. And 3, 2. Yeah, that never gets old. David Wilson, Business Savage. Welcome back to No Nonsense Market Domination Radio Show here on IBGR.Network. Profit Radio. Come grow with us. Broadcasting with you live on the radio and live on the television from the capital of South, Richmond, Virginia, USA. So welcome back. We are in season 4, Network Like a Savage. I hate networking events. The Introvert's Guide to Networking Part 2. And we are jumping right in to something we call a savvy shift. Before we get to the savvy shift, make sure you have the IBGR app. You can get that on your favorite phone, Android. It's like only 2, right? Your favorite phone, Android, or Apple phone, right? You just go to the what do you call it? What do you call it? The store, the App Store. Thank you. Go to the App Store, download it, search for IBGR, and download the app. All right, good comment from the gallery here, from Anoint. Ever have a chatty Cathy in a Zoom meeting? So a chatty Cathy, that's a reference to my buck. I hate networking events. So thank you for reading that. Chatty Catholic, chatter, what do they call it? Chatterbox. And sometimes they just keep talking. And I think we're going to need to address that on a different show, because that's a great question. Maybe on one of our shows where we have where we address questions that come in from the audience. So I appreciate that question. I think that's a pretty long answer. So let me put some thought into that. I appreciate you putting it out there. But thank you so much. All right, now the savvy shift. So the Savvy Shifter Society. Keep an eye open. Keep an eye out for that. Savvy Shifter Society is going to be a secret society of people who want to shift, who want to make those savvy shifts to change their lives. So keep an eye out for that. SavvyShiftersSociety.com. We're not quite up and running yet, but check that out. SavvyShiftersSociety.com. Here's the shift. Right? You ready? You ready? You mean I can control the conversation? Do I have to say the whole title? All right. So Steve does the segment titles. And if you're looking at the show notes, he wrote this out. He came up with this, and he wants me to say it. And I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for Steve. You mean I can control the conversation? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, you can control the conversation. You happy? You made a fool out of me. All right. Yes, you can control it. Yes, you can control the conversation. And here's how you control the conversation. Ask the next question. Now, remember why we're even doing this. Ask the next question. So now, if you keep people talking, especially if they're talking about themselves, that we're listening more than we're speaking. That's number one. But B, remember, and here's the huge takeaway. The two things you want to keep in the front of your mind: give, and I'm just trying to help. Give, and I'm just trying to help. And remember, when we're just trying to help, that's when the relationship building, that's when the connections start. So as introverts, first off, we're here with a purpose. So the purpose is the end goal. The end goal is that what's called an EPSM. Take out your notebook. EPSM, Exploring Possible Synergies Meeting. We're going to cover that in the 4th segment. But that's what it's called, an Exploring Possible Synergies Meeting. So everything funnels down to the Exploring Possible Synergies Meeting. That's why we're doing this. That's what networking is. Networking is not trying to sell something, but exploring possible synergies. And there's several ways that we can synergize with the person who's in the room with us, or with the person who's in the Zoom with us. When we ask questions, we need to genuinely be interested in what they say. Oh, so where are you? Don't be like, oh, so where are you from? Oh, I'm from, yeah, whatever, you know. And then just stop paying attention, because that's what so many people do. Don't do that. Actually listen. And here's what we're listening for. We are listening for the cues. Write this down. Listen for the cues to give. Listen for the cues to give, because that's what we're trying to do. So someone, for example, here's an example. So chilling in a Zoom, and somebody said, so what was her name? Yeah, I know it can't be. It was Jessica, right? Okay, so Jessica the realtor. So Jessica, the realtor. Oh, okay. It's good to be prepared with stuff now because I'm not prepared with this. All right. So Jessica, the realtor, says something about moving into her new house. She's not from here. Oh, yeah. So how long have you been here, Jessica? Oh, just a couple of months. Just moved in to a brand new house. Oh, now I'm listening. So I'm listening to her saying, so what did she just say? Oh, well, she just moved into a brand new house. She doesn't need a house. Yeah, but she just moved into a brand new house. She might need other stuff. So keep listening. Oh, one of my favorites, some guy long ago, like back in 2003, taught me that, how to answer a question with a question. It's like, oh, so tell me, what do you do? What difference does it make to you? What do you, no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm kidding. But anyway, so O is a great question it's kind of like a filler. It's like, oh, parentheses, tell me more, right? Oh, yeah, traveling here from Wisconsin. Okay, write that down in my head. Wisconsin, because I might know somebody else who's from Wisconsin that maybe I can connect her to. And okay, well, what about schools? Are you looking at how do you like the school district you moved into? Oh, it doesn't really matter because both of my kids are ready for college. Okay. So now we're just listening. It's not about being nosy. It's about gathering information, and we are listening for cues so that we know how to help. We're thinking about giving the entire time. Now, there's more than one way to give. We can be the giver. So she may say something about, yeah, it's me and my husband and my 2 kids. Okay, what's your husband do? Oh, he owns 10 restaurants all over the Midwest. Oh, write that down. So I'm thinking maybe I can be a resource to him. Maybe he can be a resource to me. Maybe she can be a resource to me. Maybe she can be a resource. I can be a resource to her. That's 1.0 stuff. Okay, that's easy. But here's where we really dig real deep in 2.0. 2.0, we need to be thinking how we can give to our network, the network of people we bring into the room, right? So who do we know? So she gave me some information about a house. So I'm immediately thinking new house, stuff's wrong with it, right? That's the stuff that I'm thinking about. So I know a whole gang of people who can possibly, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I know a whole gang of people that can help you fix all the broken stuff in your house. No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just collecting information. Being ready, and I'm listening. But this is how we keep our networks alive. This is what we should be doing. Now imagine this. If everybody's doing this when they go out, so if everybody in your network is doing this for someone else in your network, and you're doing this for someone in your network, can you picture that? I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible. And we're just listening. It helps to be familiar with the people in your network. So we have to know, and this goes back to the value that we can give. And remember, give, I'm just trying to help. Give, I'm just trying to help. And introverts, I will tell you, you haven't said much, right? You haven't said much yet. All you're doing is listening. And if you can put this process together, then this is all, and you're going to just keep doing this, and we're going to funnel down to the end goal, the exploring possible synergies meeting. If you can funnel down to that, and you can just repeat it, and then repeat it, and you do it over and over and over and over until it is time to stop. And whatever that means, so that could be 3, that could mean 5, that could mean 8, that could mean some other number. But when it's time to stop, you stop. We're going to get into the exploring possible synergies meeting in the last segment, segment 4. So we will see you on the other side. I am David Wilson. I am Business Savage. We will see you when we come back from break. 7. All right, we are rolling, guys. Feels good today. Feels good today. All right, so third segment is done. We're going to jump right into segment 4. Segment 4, we're going to talk about the exploring possible synergies meeting. This is where really the rubber meets the road. This is where I'll talk about this. This is where we disconnect from the Zoom. We disconnect from the person, right? So the whole key is the whole key is the whole key is this end goal. This end goal. This is what we want. And that is an opportunity to pull the individual out of the meeting and get them into a setting where we can actually sit down and explore. So that's it. Ooh, all right, let me grab some water. I tell you, you guys have a great look behind the scenes, and you're seeing a lot of stuff that most people don't see. But man, it's not as easy as it looks. I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks. Might even tell a joke or two. Hey. All right. Thank you, everyone who's there watching. We've got a lot of watchers on YouTube today, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. We got 30 seconds to live on the radio. We are already live on the television. And here we go. 20. Yes, it's David Wilson, the Business Savage. Welcome back to No Nonsense Market Domination Radio Show here on IBGR.Network. Profit Radio. Come grow with us no matter what stage you are in your business, from pre-revenue to startup to growth to hockey stick growth to imminent sale and retirement. We are here to help. So come grow with us. Welcome back to season 4, Network Like a Savage. Network Like a Savage with Savage. That's me. All right. 4th segment of today's episode. I hate networking events. Who hates networking events? By show of hands. What? Show of hands in the comments. Yes. Yes. An Introvert's Guide to Networking, Part 2. All right, so we talked about how to show up, how to stand out. We talked about how to start a conversation. We talked about how to control a conversation, right? But now we want to talk about now what? So some extroverts, I have been told, can talk all day, right? They can just talk all day. One of our comments that came in Chatty Cathy. So Chatty Cathy might attempt to talk your ear off. Okay. And some people are just like that. I don't know. Some of them don't. It's not intentional. It just is the way it is. What have you. Okay. But they might actually try to talk your ear off. So we know how to stay in control of the situation. We know how to stay in control by asking questions. But what is the exit now? What is the exit from that? Because you're done talking. We already don't like people that much. We already don't kind of want to be engaged with people. We don't really want to be asking a bunch of questions, but we do want to help and we do want to give, right? So when we're prepared to do all of that stuff, that's when we funnel down That's when we funnel down. You see how I did that? So for those of you who are listening on the radio, I just cleaned my lens, and it just makes all the difference in the world. It's like cleaning your glasses, like for the first time in 3 weeks. And it's like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was there. Anyway, is that a child? So the whole idea is to funnel down to an EPSM. Take out, but exploring possible synergies meeting that is trademarked, that belongs to me. So exploring possible synergies meeting. What that is exactly what it sounds like. We now have heard some things, some areas where I may be able to help. And I've identified four types of help, four ways to give. So the first, let's go back to Jessica. So I think Jessica can help me. So maybe I'm looking to buy a house. Maybe I'm looking to sell a house. Maybe I'm looking to get into real estate. Maybe I know. So I think Jessica can help me is reason number one for scheduling and exploring possible synergies meeting. Reason number two, I think Jessica can help some of my clients. I come across people all the time, business owners all the time, who are looking to sell a house, who are looking to buy a house, who are looking to sell a property, who are looking to, and I would like to have Jessica as a resource for my clients. Okay, so that's reason number two for scheduling and exploring possible synergies meeting. Okay. Reason number three, I might be able to help Jessica. Okay. So Jessica, as a realtor, this is not the case for me particularly, but I guess it could be. So we'll use this example. Jessica, as a realtor, me being part of the world's greatest networking organization, BNI, Business Network International, might want to connect with Jessica because there's an opening in one of my chapters for a real estate agent. So I might do that. So I might want to say to Jessica, you know what? We should schedule a meeting. Yeah, and I'll tell you how to do that in just a second. We're done with number four. That's number three. So another reason to schedule an EPSM with Jessica. And then number four, I think I can help Jessica's clients. So maybe I can offer some sort of value. In the past, I've been able to help real estate agents' clients who own businesses with a specific product I have, or maybe I can help her with our residential real estate fix and flip program, because she comes across folks who want to invest in real estate and want to fix and flip properties. So that might be a good reason for us to connect. So those are the four, really. So I can help her. I can help her network. She can help me. She can help my network. Got it? Easy stuff. Great. So now what? The next step is to schedule that meeting. So we need to exit the conversation. Jessica, and this is going to depend. So let's go back to the breakout room comment that came up earlier. The breakout room comment that came up earlier, and that is, hey, we don't know how long that breakout room is going to stay open. We don't know how long that breakout room. So we might say, you know what, Jessica, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take up too much more of it. What I'd like to do, I've heard some things. Maybe it makes sense for us to connect outside of the meeting. Maybe it makes sense. It makes sense. It seems to make sense. I think we should connect outside of the meeting, outside of this meeting, outside of this Zoom, however you want to phrase it, to explore possible synergies. Would you be open to doing that? I can email you, I can call you, I can whatever, text you, and we can set up something for next week. How does that sound? That sounds great. Can you? Now, here's the trick, because remember, there's no business cards. There's no business cards. So in I Hate Networking events, we talk about business cards. So all the information is right there on a business card. I had business cards. I have a whole box of business cards. I got like a whole brand new box of business cards from my boy Frank from Green Truck Marketing, who does my business cards, like March 15th. And it was March 15th, 2020. And it was like all downhill from there. All right. So we set up our we set up our meeting, and that's it. In the book, I Hate Networking Events, we talk about business cards, but we need to get this information a different way. So there's chat features in StreamYard, there's chat features in Zoom, Google Meet, but we have to make sure we get some form of contact information from folks. A textable phone number, callable phone number, an email address, something, so that we can connect outside of the meeting. Then go ahead and schedule the meeting. That's it. Then go ahead and schedule the meeting. Simple. That's it. Now, do it again. Last week we spoke about the number of connections the goal we set. Of connections we want to make at any given meeting. And that might be one. If you're comfortable with one and one just really, really drains you to the point where then it's one. It might be 3. It might be 5. Like I said, it might be 8. Who knows? But make it comfortable so you'll do it and get it done. And that's it. And now you're done. Congratulations. You're done it. Here's the key. And I mentioned this in I hate networking events. You've got to make sure you do what you say you're going to do. It's important that you do what you say you're going to do, because you're meeting. So if you meet 4 people and you say you are going to follow up with those 4 people, make sure you follow through. Okay. In the book, I'll leave you with this. We have something called FLAG. So it's an acronym, FLAG, another acronym. It's like, oh, I ain't come here to do homework. Okay. So FLAG, FLAG. The F is for follow through. So this is what you do after the networking event. Make sure you follow through with what you said you were going to do. The L is for log. So make sure you log all of your information that you took, all your notes and what have you in your CRM or what have you. A is allot time. Allot time to do your follow throughs. Allot time. So block out time on your calendar to do all of this stuff. Actually schedule it. And then the last thing you want to do is the G. And always remember the G. The G is for give. Because if we always are remembering to give, We can never, ever go wrong in our networking efforts. So Introverts Unite, thank you for joining me. I am David Wilson, Business Savage. Thank you for joining us on the No Nonsense Market Domination radio show. We'll see you at 3 o'clock next Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Savage. All right. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So in my opinion, that was a pretty great set. That felt really good. Delivery on that was good. Lighting was good. Sound was good. I thought the content was good. Great comments from those of you out there. I appreciate that. Steve is shaking his head. He agrees. Steve's an introvert. He don't like to be on camera, right? Okay, so that's all I said. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you be on camera. Don't worry about it. But yes, thank you. Great comments. I appreciate those. I definitely want to get into. I have to check my show. Check out my my shows coming up. Hang on one second. Stand by. Because I think it's coming up in because I have a show coming up in connection visited. Important connecting with confidence. Gee whiz. What week is this? So in 4 weeks, we have a savvy segment show where we can talk about that. Fill in the gap and use the snap. So you want to be in the gap. I don't even know what that's about. Okay. We'll cover it in the next the next few weeks. Somehow we'll plug it in. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But that was a great comment. Chatty Cathy in the Zoom environment is very interesting. So that's gonna be a good show. Next week, connecting with confidence, developing the savage mindset. It's interesting. There's a creative process to my shows. There's a creative process to my work in this space, and it's very so numbers are numbers and figures that I work with on the business side are very binary, very black and white. The development of my show is very gray. So I do it title first, and then I'll branch off, and I take information that I pick up during the week oftentimes and add it to the show. So connecting with confidence, developing the savage mindset is probably going to be about the psychology of connection, the psychology, knowing what your benefit is and what have you. LinkedIn. So yeah. Keep the comments coming though. This is great because it makes the show more fun. It makes the show more interactive. I definitely appreciate that. Make sure you share it. So like, share, subscribe, all of this stuff. Share it on your different social networks and get more people to the show. Invite people to the show at Wednesday at 3. as you guys have seen, as you guys have witnessed, and as you guys have said, if you like it, if you like the show, tell like 1,000 other people about the show, and then they'll tell 1,000, and they'll tell 1,000, and next thing you know, we'll be like the Young Turks, and we'll have our own show. And I'm just kidding. Don't say that. But I mean, as long as it's on IBGR, that's right. As long as it's on IBGR. But yeah, we're just trying to grow the following, and having fun helping people. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. We're going to sign off now. I am David Wilson, Business Savage. Thank you for watching No Nonsense Market Domination radio show, post show on IBGR.Network. We'll see you next week, same time, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Broadcasting live from the capital of South Richmond, Virginia, USA, on IBGR.Network, on Facebook, all things David Wilson, the Business Savage, IBGR, Fund You Up, on YouTube, IBGR, and all things David Wilson, and on Twitter, on my Twitter account. Thank you. Come grow with us. I appreciate you. Have a marvelous day. Stay safe, stay strong, and remain socially distant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.